welcome to the Great Margarita Hunt. I'm Jenny, and I'm on the hunt for the best margarita in the whole world. And to find that margarita, we are trying all kinds of different margaritas. And now that we are slowly moving into fall, we're going to change up some of those fruits and vegetables and things that we've tried with our agave liquor, with our favorite tequilas. And we're going to move into something pretty different today. Please like and subscribe and let us know that you want us to keep making margaritas. And if you have a suggestion for a margarita you'd like to see us make, please tell us below. Also, since we're on this hunt, we're trying bars and restaurants wherever we go looking for that best margarita. And we need you to tell us where you have found a really great margarita so we can go and review it as well. So let's get started. Over here on the side, let me show you. Can you imagine we're going to use pumpkin today? We're going to make pumpkin. It's October. We're going to have a pumpkin, pear, and guava margarita. Now here's our guava fruit right here. And then we're also going to make a guava margarita, which isn't so uncommon. You can find recipes for guava margaritas, but mixing it with pumpkin, that's going to be our unique twist. And so we're going to use an orange liqueur that we tried in a recent video. We did 4 more different orange liqueurs that we really wanted to try. And this Paula's orange liqueur from Texas was one of the ones we tried, and we really liked it. So we're going to use that today for these very interesting blends. And then we're going to use Insolito for our guava margarita, and we're going to use this Volan's Reposado for our pumpkin, pear, and guava margarita. So let's get started. Now, what did I do for the pumpkin? I'm going to link below the website where I found the instructions for how to make candied pumpkin. So in October, one of the treats that they will have in Mexico is candied pumpkin. And really, my experience is it's basically like we make sweet potatoes at Thanksgiving. So you take the pumpkin and you split it up in 3s, and mixing it up with a special kind of, it's a lot like brown sugar, and we'll list that down below, these cones that are made with real cane sugar. And you use that, you put it in the pot with some cinnamon sticks and 4 cups of water and the smaller size pie pumpkin, and then let it all cook and let it turn to syrup, and then you take it out. So it was quite the process to get this candied pumpkin, and we're going to eat the rest of it with our dinner tonight. But I wanted to go ahead and try this. I thought that would be the best way to try to get that pumpkin flavor into our fall margarita, so that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in the pumpkin. And so I'm using this pumpkin, pear, and guava margarita. So I'm going to show you that recipe. So here we're going to use 2 ounces of Reposado, and like I said, today we're using the Volan's, 1 ounce of orange liqueur, 2 ounces of this pumpkin candy mash, that's about 2 really big tablespoons, 2 to 3 small guava, and then 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice, and then 2 ounces of pear simple syrup. And so we made some pear margaritas recently, and when we did that, I made pear simple syrup. Oops, which is just taking the fruit, just like I've done with other margaritas, taking the fruit, but 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, bringing that to a boil, throwing in whatever type of fruit it is, and letting that simmer for about 10 minutes, and made this pear simple syrup. So I'm not going to put any fresh pear fruit into this. Instead, I'm going to use these guava, which I found to be a little bit more challenging than I thought. I had never done this before. So when you cut into the guava, I thought it was going to be a little bit more like a citrus. It's kind of like a cross between a citrus and a little bit of a melon, something a little bit like kumquats, I think. And so when you cut off the ends, you actually have to peel this off. It doesn't peel like an orange peel or a lime peel. So you really, I had to use a knife. Now I also, when I was looking at this, found guava fruits that were really large, like the size of an orange, and these are much smaller, and I bought these at our local store. So I'm going to take a couple of these, and that's why I put 2 or 3 on that recipe, because depending on the size, if you found one of those really large ones, you wouldn't need 2 or 3 of the large ones. So, but to make sure we got enough flavor, also there's a lot of seeds in here. So if you wanted to make a smooth drink, you would need to push this through some type of sieve. Now, because I'm going to use a strainer, I'm not going to do that with this, but you wouldn't want those seeds in your drink. There's a lot of little seeds in here. So the guava, actually the taste of the guava is pretty mild. And so it should do something to balance off the strength of that pumpkin that has the cinnamon and the sweetness of the sugar in it. Okay, so I've got that in there. And now I'm going to put in approximately 2 ounces of this pumpkin flesh. And like you said, it's really, I'm going to show you this on the side camera. This is really just a lot like cooked sweet potatoes is really what it's like. And so I'm taking this off of here. I already tried to make sure I got most of the strings off. And so I'm going to put in here really just to get that flavor. That's probably enough right there anyway. I'm going to put just a little more to get that in there. And this is going to be kind of a cross between a savory and a sweet margarita, which is one of the reasons I wanted to try this Volans with it. I thought this Reposado would work a little better. So right now though, wait a minute, you know what? Let me go ahead and put a little lime juice in here and we'll muddle this. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my 1 ounce of lime juice to muddle this. And then going to mash it up. Now that pumpkin's already mashed up, but I want to get it in here with the guava, and then I'll add in my pear simple syrup with the tequila. So, oh, I can smell, now interesting, with the lime juice in there, it kind of releases some of that in the guava. And you know, one of the things I looked at, I'm always looking for different fruit combinations, herbs, and different flavors that go together to try to put with different types of tequilas to bring to you, and also expand our margarita repertoire of things that we've tried before. Okay, this is really mixed up really easily. That was a lot easier than I thought. I thought that guava might be harder to mix up. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm going to put in the 2 ounces of pear simple syrup, reusing these jars. And again, I just made this, and you could keep this in your refrigerator for a couple of weeks, but I made it with pears and a cup of sugar and a cup of water and cooked that. And now I'm going to put in the Volans Reposado. And let's see, I'm going to use 2 ounces of this. And we're going to put some ice in and shake it all up and see how that's going to work. Now, let's see, I'm going to try this. I haven't put the orange liqueur in here yet either. Let me put the orange liqueur in. I wondered if we needed that orange liqueur, but I thought orange itself was going to go well with the pumpkin. Orange and pumpkin goes well together. And let's see, I'm going to use 1 ounce of this orange liqueur. This is that Paula's orange liqueur. You'll see in a different video. We'll have that for you. Should be up, actually, if you look for it, it'll be in the list that we have. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fix this rim real quick. I had not done that in advance. I'm going to put a little lime on it just to get it damp. I am going to use sugar on this rim. I don't think salt's what I want with the pumpkin, so I'm going to use sugar on here. This is that refined sugar we've talked about before. You can buy it at the store, or you can just take regular granulated sugar and mix it up in a blender or in a food processor and make it really fine, and that'll work as well. Okay, so I'm gonna put some ice in here so we can have, well, look at that. It's not wanting to go in now, it's fighting with me. I waited too long. Okay, some ice, and then I'm gonna put some ice in here. Now it's being difficult with me. It was working just fine a little while ago. Okay, there we go. And we're going to shake this up. Now, I want to taste this, but I'm going to wait. I can smell the flavors are really interesting already. You know, I'm always concerned this is going to go all over me when I start shaking. If you've watched some of our other videos or our shorts, you'll see things when it went wrong, like when the Topo Chico went everywhere, or when the salt went everywhere. And there we go. I got it that time. Wait a minute, I need the strainer for this one because those seeds in the guava. So here we go. Look at that flavor. Well, flavor, look at that color is what I meant. It does look a little bit like a pumpkin margarita. I shouldn't be so surprised, right? But you know, we don't try these until we're on camera with you, so you'll get a real reaction. All right, let me put that over here, and now we'll make just the guava one. So I'm going to put this, let me take this out of the way, And we're going to make this one, I'll go ahead and work on the rim here. This one should be not too surprising if you like rum drinks, or, and this one I'm gonna put a little salt and a little sugar on. So I put some salt and sugar in my glass so that I could have both for this one. Guava. Goes well with all kinds of tropical fruits. You might see it with pineapple, and that would work well well together. So I need a few of these. Now, this I'm going to use the Guava Nectar, and I bought this at the store, and it's a little thicker. Saves the problem of all those seeds that I was talking about before. Don't have to worry about that with this. So let me show you the recipe. All right, we're going to use 4 ounces of this Guava Nectar, 1.5 ounces of tequila, a half ounce of the orange liqueur, and 1 ounce of fresh squeezed only lime juice, and 1.5 ounces of agave syrup. So I'm going ahead and pouring this agave nectar in. And this jigger is 1.5, so that's 3. And then I'll put in just enough to get another 4. And of course that was a lot easier, right? Because I didn't have to worry about the seeds. So I've made a rum punch before using this Guava. Suave Guava, I guess is what it is. All right, in Solido, I'm going to use this silver tequila that we've used before with no additives in here. So I'm going to use 1.5 ounces of this. Oh, we're right at the end of this one. Literally, we may have been getting the very last drop on that. And then we're going to use a half ounce of this orange liqueur. And I'm thinking, I'm trying to move a little faster, I want to get to that pumpkin margarita. A half ounce of the orange liqueur, just enough to lighten it up a little bit and bring a little bit of that orange flavor in there. And now we're going to put our lime juice in, and I have 1 ounce of fresh squeezed only. I keep saying I haven't made the t-shirt yet, but I plan to. I want that t-shirt that says fresh squeezed only. And then we're going to add in 1.5 ounces of agave syrup, and guess what I forgot to pull out? Agave syrup, but it's not far away. So I'm going to use 1.5 ounces, which is a lot. Normally I don't put this much in, but I was worried about some of that tartness of the fruit and wasn't sure how that was going to work together. Let me put some ice in here, and I'm going to put some ice in my glass. Ice in here to shake up. There we go. And some ice ran away. We'll put it in there. Now, here we go. Wouldn't it be bad if I forgot to put the lid on, right? Okay, so here we go. Now this is the Guava Margarita with just the guava fruit, which my understanding is it goes in season until about September, and then it comes back in the like February, March, which is interesting. And here we go. This one it's kind of a light, it looks like a regular lime margarita, but just maybe a little more, with a little pale yellow in that. All right, the best part, right? You know we do this just for you. Well, we do it for us too, right? But we like margaritas and we like trying with you. Please give us a like so we know you want us to keep doing this. Now here we go. This is the pumpkin, pear, and guava margarita with the pear simple syrup in it. My goodness, that is such a different taste. I taste the guava more than I thought, so maybe I could have gone back on that a little bit. The pumpkin, I thought I was going to taste a lot of pumpkin. I really don't. That is one of the most unique combination of flavors I've ever had. And I'm so glad we tried. I really think this Reposado was the right choice. It's aged more than a silver. And I think that worked really well with this pumpkin that had the sweetness in it, but it also had that cinnamon in it. So I think that helped a lot with this. And the guava fruit brought in enough of the sour, just a little bit of the sour to it, that it balanced it out. And this ended up not being anywhere as sweet as I thought it might be, and not as it's complex, but it's not as spicy as I thought it might be. So it's very interesting. It's hard to come up with the right words for this. I for sure would give this better than a 3. You know, our scale of, we rate margaritas on a scale of 5, with 5 being one of the very best margaritas or the best we've ever had, 4 being a really good margarita, and 3 being a good margarita we would order again, probably best with having your meal. 2 margarita glass rating means we wouldn't order it again, and 1 is just horrible, we don't want to talk about it. I'm thinking this is a 3 to a 4. It's so different, it's interesting, so it makes you want to keep taking another sip. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to put the recipe down below. I'm going to tell you to use a good reposado in this. I think that is really making the difference. I also like the sugar rim on that. That's a winner. I'm giving it a 4, which is a good rating for me. Okay, so here's our Guava Margarita. I put sugar and salt on the rim, but I'm going to go for a place where I don't have anything. Oh, that's much better than I thought it was going to be. The guava has a different smell. Like I said, it's kind of a cross for me between a citrus and a melon. I like this Paula Orange Liqueur in here too. I like this. I don't think I would use the salt on the rim. I think if I was going to put a rim on it, I would put sugar or no rim at all. I like this. My goodness, it's, you know, we put more agave syrup in there than I was normally expecting. I thought, oh, that's a little much, but I like the agave syrup. I think, you know, if you like sour and sweet things together, this helps blend it all together. This combination worked really well. I'm very pleased with our blending today. This was a very successful one. And I have to tell you, going for pumpkin, I thought, pumpkin margarita, what are we going to do with that? But when we started looking at it, I thought, well, that sounds interesting. So it was a little bit more work maybe I would have done normally to make pumpkin candy, but in celebrating it being October, we're heading towards the end of the month and All Hallows Eve and all of that, but it was worth trying as we head into fall, and pumpkin being an iconic vegetable for us, it was worth trying it. I hope you will consider trying this recipe. I'm going to enjoy finishing this right now. And the guava one too is a successful day. If there's some other margarita you would like us to try, please comment below. Until then, the hunt continues.